22nd place QPR head to 18th place Blackburn Rovers on Saturday. So let's discuss how Rovers have been getting on as of late and what to expect from this fixture. Now, we all know that Blackburn Rovers are QPR's bogey team, with no wins against them home or away for just shy of 20 years between October 1999 and October 2019. That was until a 4-2 home victory in Mark Warburton's first spell in charge, but that winless away record still burns on, with no wins at Ewood Park in nearly 25 years. So, for the superstitious amongst us, the fact that Rovers are in such poor league form at the moment, with just one win in their past 10 championship matches, will probably have very little impact on our likelihoods of picking up any points away here. Blackburn's last win against Rangers earlier this season, a 4-0 thrashing at Loftus Road that I've desperately tried to forget, had itself ended a run of just one win in 6 for Blackburn. And that victory would spark a very reasonable run of form that would see them win 5 of their next 7 fixtures, sitting them in 7th place, just 2 points outside of the playoffs, in the exact same position that they finished last season in. But as with a lot of teams, the busy festive period would decimate their early progress, with the packed run of fixtures proving too much for an already thin squad ravaged by injuries. This would result in them winning just once in the months of December and January, a run that puts them at the very bottom of the championship form table for the past 10 games, and one that saw them concede 25 goals in. And it is at the back that their problems appear to lie. They've let in 53 goals this season so far, the league's worst, with just one more goal conceded than bottom place Rotherham. In fact, they've let in 11 goals to Huddersfield, Sheffield Wednesday and Rotherham alone, 3 of the 4 lowest scoring teams in the league. Who might the 4th be? Now, it was always going to be a difficult season to predict for Blackburn, with a pretty busy summer of transfers, 7 players in, 7 players out, and harder still when 2 of those losses were Ben Brereton Diaz and Bradley Dack, both on free transfers out of the club. Their importance to the side was reduced last season, but these were both pretty pivotal players in previous seasons, and it must be pretty frustrating for Rovers fans to have lost Ben Brereton Diaz on a free transfer to Villarreal in the summer, only to see him end up on loan at Sheffield United this month and already having scored 2 goals in 2 Premier League appearances. The funds that a Premier League goal-scoring striker could have gifted Blackburn would have greatly helped in filling in the gaps left behind, which instead have been paved over predominantly by loan signings and free transfers. The biggest fee they paid in the summer was $1 million for a new goalkeeper, one which has let in the most goals this season and was benched for their 1-1 draw against Huddersfield in their last championship match. And that's where we start to see some synergy between the two teams, because Blackburn, like QPR, are a team under the cosh from FFP, and with seemingly increasingly disinterested owners, protests are starting. Now, that tight FFP situation has not only seen them look to free transfers and young Premier League loans again this month, despite John Dahl-Tomasson speaking about the need for experience in his squad, but out the door it's led to former captain Lewis Travis heading out on loan to promotion-seeking Ipswich Town, and more painfully, the deadline day sale of young starlet Adam Wharton, who's currently on his way to Crystal Palace for a reported $22.5 million, and has been a pivotal pillar of Blackburn's midfield after his breakthrough campaign last season, despite being just 19 years old. Wharton had signed a new contract last month, but the fact that that deal was extended to as far as the end of the 2027-28 season is evidence enough that they knew Premier League clubs were going to come calling this month. On a positive side, they've avoided a repeat of the Brereton Diaz situation, but the negative is they've quickly lost a rising talent, one which many Blackburn Rovers fans are tipping for a future as an England international, all thanks to some questionable decision making from the owners in recent years. Despite their poor defence, the edge they have over the sides below them is that scoring goals doesn't always seem to be too much of an issue, and that's all down to Sami Smodic, who's bagged 21 goals in all competitions this season so far, so he will very much be the danger man that Rangers need to stop on Saturday afternoon. 2 of his goals came in Blackburn's 4-1 demolition of Wrexham in the FA Cup 4th round on Monday night, a result which you would assume would give them a pretty nice boost of confidence ahead of playing their favourite opponent on Saturday. That result being pretty alarming given I'm almost certain that Wrexham would beat this QPR side. Otherwise though, in the league it's 2 draws and 3 losses in their last 5 games, with a 1-1 draw at home to Huddersfield last time out, the goal coming from the departing Adam Wharton. But as I said at the start, this league form matters very little against this QPR side, who themselves have won just once in the past 9 games, and QPR of course have lost their past 4 appearances against Blackburn, conceding 7 goals in the last 2 appearances alone. We will of course be without Sam Field, who serves a 2-game suspension for picking up his 10th yellow in the 1-1 draw against Huddersfield last Sunday. And the silly thing is that because that kept our gap to safety to just 3 points, there is on paper once again an opportunity to lift ourselves out of the relegation zone should Huddersfield lose to Sheffield Wednesday and QPR somehow beat Blackburn, but these are both pie in the sky outcomes, and after missing that great opportunity last week is one that I very much struggle to see. It would be great to see new signing Frey thrown into the mix at some point in this match, but given he's not played any football since the end of last season, I think it's going to be a while before we see him. And with the transfer window shutting at 11 PM tonight, it's looking increasingly unlikely that we're going to be making any further additions, though Michael Frey did come out the blue, so here's hoping. I unfortunately can't see anything but a Blackburn win here, so I'm going to go 2-0 Blackburn. As usual, let me know your predictions and thoughts in the comments below. If you've enjoyed today's video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll catch you on Sunday for my post-match reaction. Cheers!